exclusive access to Melania Trump's multi-million-dollar residences. Before she became Melania Trump, a name everyone recognizes today, there was just Melania Neves, a girl with big dreams. Melania was born in Novo Mesto, Slovenia, April 26, 1970. Her early years were pretty simple. She grew up in a quiet little town that most people have probably never heard of. But hey, big dreams can start in the smallest places, right? By the time she was 16, Melania was already dipping her toes into modeling. She definitely had that it factor. So after a bit of dabbling in design and architecture at the University of Ljubljana, she decided to check out what Europe's fashion scene had to offer. And off she went. From catwalks in Paris to photo shoots in Milan, Melania knew how to make her mark. But it wasn't long before she set her sights on something even bigger, New York City. By 1996, she'd made the big move to the Big Apple. It was in 1998 that things took a surprising turn. Melania met none other than Donald Trump, a businessman with a reputation as large as his real estate portfolio. The two hit it off, and a few years later, in 2005, they were married. But that was just the start of her next chapter. In 2017, Melania stepped into the role of First Lady. She was the first foreign-born naturalized U.S. citizen to hold that position since Louis XIV. And while her husband's personality was, well, let's say out there, Melania was more reserved. Some people found her calm and collected demeanor a bit refreshing, given all the drama swirling around during that time. One of Melania's standout projects as First Lady was the Be Best initiative. It was all about promoting children's well-being, tackling online bullying, and fighting against opioid addiction. Whether or not you followed her closely, you've got to admit, it's nice to see someone using their platform for something positive.
I'm pleased to say that representatives from both Lily's Place and Cincinnati Children's Hospital are here today. Thank you.
Let's talk about something she really has a knack for: luxury living. Melania's real estate portfolio is enough to make anyone's jaw drop. From the ultra-glam penthouse at Trump Tower in New York City to the sprawling Mar-a-Lago estate in sunny Florida, she's definitely got an eye for elegance. And it's not just about square footage or fancy addresses. These places are decked out with custom artwork, furniture she hand-picked, and even interiors that would make Louis XIV blush. These homes are her way of stepping back from the public eye, offering her slice of peace and privacy in a world that's constantly watching. And if there's one thing Melania values, it's that staying private, even when the world's watching her every move. Manhattan penthouse at Trump Tower. Let's take a peek inside one of Melania Trump's most famous residences, her penthouse at Trump Tower in New York City. This place is something else. It's literally perched at the top of the skyscraper, covering 3 entire floors with breathtaking views of Central Park and the Manhattan skyline. Seriously, we're talking about a view that most of us only get to see on postcards or in fancy TV shows. Now, Melania's style is all about grandeur, and this penthouse absolutely reflects that. She lived here full-time while her husband was busy at the White House, so this place was not just a pretty backdrop, it was a home where she shared quiet family moments, yet also handled her duties as First Lady. So, what's the vibe like inside? Think Louis XIV meets New York high-rise. The whole place is dripping in opulence. I mean, there's marble everywhere you turn, and if that's not fancy enough, there are touches of 24-karat gold, wall finishes, furniture, even some of the trim. Yeah, it's all decked out in gold accents. And if you're wondering, yes, it's as extra as it sounds. One of the standout features is the grand staircase that links all 3 floors. It's not just any old staircase either. It's framed by ceilings with stunning frescoes. The living room is a masterpiece on its own, with murals inspired by none other than Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel. It's almost like stepping into a palace, but instead of being in the heart of Rome, you're right above Fifth Avenue. Each bedroom is like its own little suite, complete with private bathrooms, walk-in closets, and dressing rooms. But it's not just about having big spaces. Melania made sure each room has its own flair. There are painted ceilings, antique furniture, and intricate doors that separate the rooms but still make the whole space flow beautifully. Now, if you think the entryway would be any less grand, think again. The double doors are solid bronze and give off that you've arrived somewhere important kind of vibe as soon as you step inside. And let's not forget about the little personal touches. Melania has filled the place with treasures she's collected from all over the world. There are antique French urns, 17th century clocks, and rich Italian marble that covers almost every inch. This isn't just some over-the-top gold-covered penthouse. It's a space that shows her love for art, antiques, and timeless elegance. The Mar-a-Lago Mansion. The Mar-a-Lago Mansion is pretty much one of the most famous properties in the United States, and it's not hard to see why. It's got history, luxury, and some serious style all wrapped into one massive estate. So let's start at the beginning. Mar-a-Lago was originally built way back in 1927 by Marjorie Merriweather Post, who was an heiress to, you guessed it, a cereal company fortune. She had this dream of creating a winter White House in sunny Palm Beach, Florida, and she really went all out with it, building this sprawling estate on 17 acres that stretch all the way from the Atlantic Ocean to the Lake Worth Lagoon. I mean, talk about a property with views. But things took a bit of a twist after Marjorie passed away. She actually left Mar-a-Lago to the US government so it could be used by presidents. But here's the problem. It was just way too expensive for them to maintain, so they ended up giving it back to the Post Foundation. That's when Donald Trump swooped in. In 1985, he bought the whole estate for around $10 million. That price wasn't just for the house. It included the original furnishings, antiques, everything. Not a bad deal, huh? The design of Mar-a-Lago is something else. The estate was created by Marion Sims Yeth, who was known for his Spanish-inspired designs. Then Joseph Urban came in to add all fancy interior details. The result was a mix of Spanish, Venetian, and Italian influences. You've got red tile roofs, stucco walls, and elegant arches everywhere. It's like a little slice of Europe right in Florida. Now, let's talk about the inside. Trump added a massive grand ballroom in the 1990s, complete with crystal chandeliers, gold accents, and these beautiful high frescoed ceilings. The space covers about 20,000 square feet, and by turning Mar-a-Lago into a private club, the Trumps got to keep a piece of it as their own, while bringing in some extra income from those exclusive club memberships. Every guest room and bathroom, there are 58 suites and 33 bathrooms, by the way, has its own unique look. There's a blend of antiques, European tapestries, painted ceilings that make each space feel like you've stepped back in time. The dining rooms are especially over the top, with these huge mirrors and hand-painted ceilings that add a touch of old-world charm. One room that really stands out is the Venetian room. It's filled with antique furniture, giving it a historic vibe. And if you're into books, there's also a private library with rare volumes and dark wood paneling. Outside, Mar-a-Lago is just as impressive. The gardens are huge, and there's even a private beach club. The pool is 132 feet long with cabanas around it for lounging in style. Plus, there are tennis courts, a croquet lawn, and spaces for outdoor dining and events. And if you're into sports, there's a 27-hole golf course and 5 clay tennis courts nearby. These days, Mar-a-Lago has become Melania's primary residence, especially after leaving the White House. It's where she's been keeping a low profile, focusing on family time and her personal interest. She's not one to seek out the limelight, so Mar-a-Lago offers her a bit of privacy while still being connected to Palm Beach's social scene. And as you might guess, Mar-a-Lago's value has skyrocketed over the years. Depending on the market, it's valued somewhere between $350 million and $725 million. That's because it's not just a historic estate, it's also one of the most exclusive clubs in Palm Beach. And having a property like that really bumps up the value of everything around it. The Bedminster Estate. The Bedminster Estate is located in New Jersey, and it's a spot that's part of the Trump National Golf Club. Donald Trump picked up this property in 2002, and it's massive, over 500 acres in Somerset County. While it mainly serves as a luxury golf club, it's also become something of a summer retreat for the family. And when I say luxury, I mean it. Bedminster is known for its 2 incredible 18-hole golf courses that have even hosted big events like the US Women's Open. So if you're into golf, this place is basically paradise. But it's not just about golf here. The estate has this grand Georgian revival-style clubhouse that was built back in 1939. And it's not just for golfers. It's got fine dining, a fitness center, guest rooms for those who want to stay overnight, and even an Olympic-sized pool. Oh, and just like Mar-a-Lago, there's an elegant ballroom here too, which they use for weddings and other events. Plus, there are plenty of spots for racket sports and outdoor activities, making it the ultimate country club experience. Even though Bedminster isn't officially owned by Melania like her Manhattan penthouse, she's still there a lot, especially during the summer months. It's easy to see why she loves it. It's super private and surrounded by lush, landscaped grounds and wooded areas. Perfect for someone who likes to keep a low profile. Now, here's a little fun fact about Bedminster that might surprise you. Parts of the estate are actually designated as farmland. They've got goat pastures and hay fields, and there's a reason for that. It helps with property taxes. By having some farmland, they get certain tax breaks, which has definitely stirred up some media buzz and a bit of local scrutiny. Bedminster has also got some deeper meaning for the Trumps too. The estate was chosen as the family's burial site. In fact, Donald Trump got approval to build a mausoleum there, and his first wife, Ivana, was laid to rest on the property in 2022. So, it's not just a summer retreat, but a place with a personal touch for the family. We've reached the end of today's video. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe to the channel to stay updated on all our latest videos. See you in the next one.